The bread changed my life. That sounds like a donut. Oh my God, this was good. And what's up everyone? Today I'm gonna be talking about and showing you the best stuff I ate in June. Usually I'd include this in the monthly recap video, but that video got so long and there were so many good things I ate this month that I wanted to separate this out. If you wanna see more videos like this, or you wanna follow along with my journey through Europe, please subscribe. It helps me out a ton and it costs you nothing. Let's get into the food. So the place that comes to mind when I think about Ulcinj, and it's probably like recency bias, was called La Tavola. So it is an Italian spot. It's kind of like right in their downtown on the way to the beach. And they're known for like pasta and pizza. And we definitely, yeah, so we got pasta, and the pasta was pretty good. The cheese plate was phenomenal, but the star of the show was the bread, the free bread. And I would say the bread changed my life. And I think about that bread, and as we got into Bosnia and other countries, the bread, I think staples that are done well, or things that are part of everything, are more important than anything. So this bread changed my life. It was incredible. I want to learn how to make it. I hope it looks epically good to you because it was delicious. And we continued having good bread in Bosnia, but the bread at La Tavola, I don't know, changed everything. It was delicious. The place that stands out for me, and there's multiple in Trebinje, which we'll talk about this in another video, but everyone should go to Trebinje. If you've never heard of it, let me know in the comments, because no one has. If you've been there, please let me know, because I don't know anyone that's been there. It was called Bottega. So this one I found just randomly looking around Google Maps, whereas La Tavola, everyone knows, one of the most famous places in Ulcinj. So if you go to Ulcinj, you're probably going to go there. Bottega was a new kind of tapas and wine bar, and it had really good ratings, but it only had 5 to 10 reviews. So I did kind of roll the dice, but when we walked in there, it was like a gorgeous vibe. And Yunji and I would rather eat a lot of little stuff than like do 2 entrees. Like, we like appetizers, we like little stuff, so tapas is great. The vibe was beautiful. The service was great. The wine was very good. I had a ristretto there, and we can talk about that later. But the food, just all the little things, the food was incredible. I don't know what my favorite thing was. Everything was so good. Maybe like the terrine, or like the liver pate, or we'll see. I'm just going to show you guys some stuff, and I've probably been showing it, but this place was awesome. If you end up in Trebinje, make this the first place you go. Going up from Trebinje to Mostar, which is like probably the most touristed or visited place. If you know anyone that's been to Bosnia, they've probably been to Mostar, if not Sarajevo, but probably Mostar on a day trip from Dubrovnik. And the first place we went was Tima Irma. So there's about 3 places that kind of everyone recommended here. It's like a family-run thing. They live on top of the restaurant. I think the wife cooks and the husband is like the waiter, and it's just 2 people. We got so much food. We got a thing that was for 1 person that was easily enough for 2, and then we got a salad, which was massive. The bread was really good here, but the cream, and I'm forgetting how to say it, the kajme, I'll write it here, which is like, you know, a Turkish influence thing. That cream changed my life. And this, or the next place we went to in Mostar, was the best. The meat was good. This place was just incredible. And it's mostly tourists there, but there's not really many locals in the Old Town area. But if you go to Mostar, and maybe you should go just for this restaurant. We ended up eating there twice. Can show the thing we ate next time. This was incredible. I still think about it. Going up to Sarajevo, the capital, this was one of the first restaurants where I was like, okay, the food is great here. It was called Barhana, and this is a place that's highly recommended. They're also known for pizza, pasta, and lasagna, which I know is weird because it's a Bosnian restaurant. But the thing, and the lasagna was great, and I know it probably sounds weird that I got lasagna in Sarajevo. Whatever, it was great. We'll show that too. But the thing that like changed the game for us were their stuffed peppers. And they were incredible. I don't know how to describe how good these were. Because, you know, so many people at home do the whole, you grab a bell pepper, stuff it with meat, put it in the oven, and those are fine. Everything about these was delicious. Like, the meat was so juicy and tender still. The pepper itself, the cream that was on it, it was a perfect dish. These stuffed peppers were one of the best things I'd had on the trip, period. And I always prefer talking about dishes instead of restaurants, because so many different things go into like a meal or a restaurant or dining experience, but I like talking about dishes. This was one of the best dishes on the whole trip. The next restaurant is also from Sarajevo, and this is one I forget if I found it through Lonely Planet or something. We can talk about that another time. It's called Kakum Pakum, and they're known for, again, pasta and crepes, but they call their crepes pancakes or something. I'll put the Bosnian word for it, but it translates to pancake, but it's a crepe. And I was down between two crepes that sounded really good. And I love when you ask someone, do you like this or this? And they're like, for sure that one. Like, there's nothing more reassuring than just like someone not having to think. I got a veal crepe with mustard sauce. And it wasn't just like French's mustard dabbed on there. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It was such a good sauce flavor that I would love to learn how to make that too, because it was just so flavorful. The veal was probably the worst part of it, and it was still good. And I forgot mushroom. So mushroom veal with mustard sauce in a perfect crepe. It was so different and so good and so inexpensive. This is one of our cheapest meals. We got that, and we shared an olio olio, and this was enough food, and they've got beer on tap, and it's a really cool, weird vibe, and it's very cool. You should check it out. That was such a good meal. I literally was thinking out, should we just go back and basically do the exact same thing? So that is somewhere I think about and would want to go back in Sarajevo also. Both those restaurants were bomb. And this last one is also from Sarajevo, so bear with me, but this place was incredible also. This was more pure Bosnian food. It is called Avlija, and this is a place we ordered a handful of things, but two really stood out. When I was in there to check the menu earlier in the morning, and when I was on Google Maps, I kept seeing people eat what I can only describe as fried bread. And if you're at home being like, that sounds like a donut, you're not wrong, but it seemed more like fried bread than a donut. Anyways, we got that. I guess you can get it with cream or whatever. Just eating these plain, they were delicious. Like, we got two big beers, and they were such a good like little bar snack. And the different textures, the airiness, and the crunch, like, they were delicious. The other thing that was good there, that so many reviews brought it up that I ordered it, or we ordered it, and I was glad. Basically and I'll try to find the Bosnian word, but it translates basically to Bosnian raviolis. So these are like little dumplings, little like gnocchi, or if you've had like a chicken paprikash, they're those type of dumplings. So they're not like a pot sticker or anything like that. They're just kind of like a doughy thing, but with cream and some sauce. Oh my God, this was good. And as we were there, some other tables came in, and both people just got this. Like, it's so good that people don't even need to share or order different stuff. They just double down, which I'm usually against. Like, I love trying different things, even though Yunji and I ordered the same thing at lunch yesterday. But ordering the same thing seems so weird, but when it's right, it's right. And this place was so good. So Zagreb, the food was incredible. Like, Croatian food is great, but just the places we went in Zagreb were so good. And I had to think about it. I'd love to talk about every place we went, but there was one that was like head and shoulders the best, and it's called Heritage Croatian Street Food. They do all these sandwiches, which are fine. They have all this other stuff, and you can buy the things they use for the meals to go, like almost like it's like a deli to go. But we went for their tapas. They've got like 5 tapas, and we just ordered all of them. And they're like, yeah, that might not be enough. Get a flatbread or something like that. So we did all 5 tapas, and then we did half of a flatbread. And they're just so light. The toasted bread was so good. The first 2 were like anchovies. One was with like this pickled onion, which was like almost a jam. The other one was just like drizzled with olive oil with an olive or something. And then you get into this pumpkin pesto one that was great. And then some of the prosciutto with truffle. And then we had this other thing with truffle. And this was the cheapest meal we had in Zagreb, which is not a cheap place. And I get the hype on this one. It is incredible. The service is fantastic. We ate outside just like right on this busy street. It was so freaking good. And trying to figure out each of our favorite one was like basically impossible. But we're going to try to buy ingredients and like re-emulate some of these like little open-faced sandwiches or little, tapa bites on toasted bread. If you've been to Zagreb, I'm sure you've been here. If you're planning to go, make this your first stop. For those who listen to all that, thank you. If you've watched this channel, you know I love to rant about food. If you're digging this video, or you want to see some of the more videos of this Europe trip, or you just want to help me out because it's free to you, please hit that subscribe button to help me grow. I will be back this Saturday with another video, so don't go anywhere, and let's grow this bad boy. Thanks for hanging out.